The Yankees are an entirely different story, Jeff. I mean, they are down 2-1 to the Rays. They smacked Tanaka around last night. I don't know. They sent Montgomery to the mound today. I don't know what to think about this team right now. Tell us what you've been seeing from the Yankees and how much trouble they are in terms of this season ending tonight.
Stephen A., you know what I'm seeing from the Yankees? I'm seeing them lose to a better team. That's the reality of the situation right now. The Tampa Bay Rays are a better constructed team than the New York Yankees. They are doing it at anywhere between 33% and 50% of the price of the New York Yankees. And I think that long term, they are in a better position because they have better younger players than the New York Yankees. So it's not like the Rays are some flash in the pan that all of a sudden are going to be going away and stop being the thorn in the side of the Yankees. No, this is an organization, Stephen A., that is here to stay. And that's the scariest part for the Yankees, that they can go and spend their money, that they can bring in their stars, that they can do everything that they do so well. And listen, Brian Cashman has done a nice job of getting this core to the place where it is right now. But the reality is the New York Yankees have not been to the World Series since 2009, and I don't think they're going to be going this year either, because whether it's the Tampa Bay Rays or eventually the Houston Astros, I think somebody is going to be knocking the Yankees out before they can get there.
Possible. I mean, but before, I don't want to debate that right now with you. I want to get back to the Dodgers for a specific reason, Jeff. Tanaka, like we see big game pitchers have bad postseasons, Tanaka right now, but he's been a big game pitcher in the past. But there is such thing as clutch pitching. Like, that's indisputable. We've seen it throughout history. Clayton Kershaw, and also pitchers who choke. Clayton Kershaw, the quality of his prime is as good as almost anyone who's ever lived. It's comparable to Koufax, Randy Johnson, any lefty you want to name. And yet his playoff resume is lacking. It's the reason the Dodgers haven't won a World Series. He seems to be turning that around. Do you have a theory as to why this might be, and is it sustainable?
I'm not going to go there yet, Max, because if we look at Clayton Kershaw's playoff history, in the early rounds, he's actually been good to spectacular. You know, in the division series, he has put up a number of fantastic outings, and we saw in the wild card round 13 strikeouts over 8 shutout innings. Yesterday, if not for a couple of home runs that he gave up, he was looking pretty good there. I want to see Clayton Kershaw excel in the NLCS. I want to see Clayton Kershaw excel in the World Series. I want to see him on that biggest stage absolutely shove. That, to me, along with a ring, is going to be what takes this stigma away from him. And look, I don't think Clayton Kershaw, Max, is suddenly, going and mainlining kryptonite in the playoffs. I just don't think that there's something about the playoffs that is antithetical to him pitching well. I just think he has had some poor outings, and those things add up and they compound each other, and they get in your head because you're a human being and because you're an athlete and because it's difficult when you have failed in places in the past to turn around and succeed in them. But I think he has it in him to go and do that and change that reputation.
Jeff, I don't want to be a killjoy here, even though I'm a Yankee fan and my Yankee fandom is what it is. I want to veer away from that for a moment, bringing up the Dodgers again, but in concert with the Astros. In light of this shortened season because of the pandemic and everything, I think that the Astros have basically gotten off the hook to some degree with the whole sign stealing scandal that obviously took place. One of the teams that was vehement in speaking out against them were the Los Angeles Dodgers. And it's entirely possible that they could end up meeting one another in the World Series eventually. What are your thoughts about that possibility? And what are your thoughts about the fact that because of all that has happened, that the Astros really haven't had to face, the muster of their, the ramifications of everything that they basically initiated or provoked? I know the A's went at them a little bit, but still in all, you haven't really talked about that much.
They brought it upon themselves, Stephen A. That's what we have to remember throughout all of this, that the Astros, whatever they have facing them, they did it to themselves. And listen, as much as I am a stand for my own picks, as much as I picked the Rays and the Dodgers to go to the World Series and would like to see that to make me look smart, there is nothing that would make me sit here and sip more tea than seeing the New York Yankees against the Houston Astros in the ALCS and the Houston Astros against the Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series. That is just the ultimate in drama. It's like NBA-style drama right there. You have hatred. You have teams that despise one another, teams that, in baseball, you never saw players come out and talk about other players. In spring training, all they were doing was talking about the Astros and how badly they cheated. And yet you have to give the Astros credit. What they've done after a bad season, frankly, a sub-500 season, after losing Garrett Cole to free agency, after losing Justin Verlander to Tommy John surgery, Yordan Alvarez, maybe their best hitter, out for the season. Here they are, one win away from the ALCS, their fourth consecutive ALCS. The Astros, I don't think, want to be the villains. What I do think is that they want to show everyone that they're actually good baseball players without banging on a trash can.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.